Okay, here's Brian again, and it's a continuation of the video I made with the swarm capture, the bees I caught in my swarm trap, and I'm going to transfer them over to an 8-frame hive. About a week ago, I snuck a peek in before I did their little move to my hive stand under my went into my bee yard here, and I think what I've got going on here is that the hive is going to be so full that they'll be pretty much needing room to expand. That's a double 5-frame nuke set up for deeps, and I hope I got all mediums in there, and I'm going to end up cutting a comb off the bottoms. So anyway, let's dive in here and see what we got. And I know I probably waited too long to come out and do this, but I work and jobs and weather have been kind of conspiring against me to be able to do things. Today we had cool weather. I don't like to go in until about 65 degrees. Anyway, here's my first frame out, which isn't too bad. Not sure I want to save this on the bottom. And they hadn't really drawn out anything on one side. There's some pretty looking comb. We'll pull this off. Set these girls down in there for now. Just gonna break this comb off. Try to maintain the same orientation. And I just got head butted in my hand. So they're starting to act a little riled up just a little bit. See, it's a little cool this morning, so that's a contributing factor in this spot. It's slightly shady. Later in the day, it's going to be. So here's another one. Bunch of cap larvae in here. Pupa, I should say. Cap pupa. But a really nice frame of brood on this side with nectar all around it. There's a couple of queen cups on the bottom. I see a hive beetle. I have hive beetle traps I'm going to be setting in this today also. And this is a deep frame. Somehow make that work with what I have here. So that being said, I'm going to leave the stuff on the bottom. And I have 2 medium hive bodies here, and I think I'm just going to set this in the top hive body and let that extend on down for now. Because I don't want to be destroying any brood this time. This one has got a huge sheet drawn out underneath it. Let me make sure. See, here's another deep. So when I set this up as a swarm trap, I had some deep frames that had comb already drawn on it, and I left that in the swarm trap. And I think that's what happened here. These are actually Alright, regrouping a little bit. I believe what I'm going to do is go ahead and get another high body, a deep high body that I have ready. And I'll just leave this for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, regrouping here. I'm going to go ahead and put this deep hive body in. And I've been trying to cycle away from all these deeps. But I don't want to create a problem with this new hive. I can't start taking brood out and getting rid of frames. Perhaps in the future I'll cut all my deeps down into mediums. I'd like to get to where I only have one size frame to deal with. Anyway, and I'm going to go with a 2 high body brood nests. So all this is going to work just fine. I'll have the mediums on the top centered and then the deeps on the bottom. Might screw up their orientation a little bit. And here's one with a cat queen cell in it. Put my hand right on a bee. It's got a cat queen cell and an open one. I see some larvae, cat pupa. We see eggs in there. You know, I moved these girls around about a week ago, and no telling the move made them decide, well, we're gonna supersede this queen, or whether it was just, you know, something they were getting ready to do anyway. So now I have to be real careful and make sure that there aren't queenless. They might have swarmed off already because there's a cat queen cell on the bottom, which would be a swarm cell. Don't see any larvae on this side. So there's larvae. Queen cups, nothing in them. I mean, it's a decent looking brood pattern. They got a lot of nectar coming in, so they're being crowded out. These girls seem really calm. Another one going in. Resources. Seems like they're pretty well set up for nectar. All right, here's a frame with a huge bunch of comb on it. This is a little starter strip on the medium side that I set up. Thinking I was going to work more with some, letting them make their own. And you can see the mass of comb I got on the bottom. And I'm not seeing any youngling larvae. About to lose that one from slanting. Holding it at the wrong angle. I think what I'm going to do with this is put this on a medium frame. Cut that down. A lot of nectar they're backfilling in as the brood's hatching out. Okay, here's some black frame, which is easier for me to spot. So I got another bunch of comb drawn on the bottom of a medium frame. The other side of the foundation frame is not drawn out at all. There's a hive beetle. I've not spotted the queen at all, nor have I seen any signs of queen activity. I'm gonna pause the camera while I get this thing set up. Okay, so after the fact, what it looks like is when I moved the swarm trap down from the tree, they swarmed off. I got some large larvae present, no smaller larvae, no eggs. So within, say 9 days, because they're still larvae not capped, but they're very large. Within 9 days, probably last week, they swarmed off. So I have 3 capped queen cells, and they're making their own queen. I put their drawn comb in and added blank frames so there's less places for hive beetles, because I did spot 4 or 5 hive beetles. And we're going to let these girls alone for, I think somewhere around 3 weeks. I'll set my my alarm on my phone to notify me, and we'll check on them then, and I'll let y'all know what's happening. Thank you.